Drunk again.
I hope you brought warm
I'm in trouble and in love again.
I don't want to be a dilemma.
Yuck, I don't want to be a dilemma.
I'm downloading games to my 3DS. It's
This
honestly
is my
like,
one-eyed bastard. Sorry.
like honestly, I was not expecting to be this excited about my 3DS.
Dude, are you just hype? I was really hyped to play Rock Band 3 on the DS yesterday before I realized I couldn't find it because I was just like, dude, I miss playing the DS.
On the DS.
Yeah, it's like Rock Band Blitz. But the funny thing is, like, there's a PSP one that's like Rock Band Unplugged. But then the DS one is just Rock Band 3, but it plays like Rock Band Blitz.
It's really funny.
It does get me just good. But yeah, I have a copy of it, but I can't find the cartridge. In the box is just my R4. So I was like, well, I could always just use the R4.
True.
Yeah, no, I do love the DS and 3DS. I haven't gotten a chance to really mess with the 3DS much in the last couple of years though. I used to bring my DS Lite to college sometimes.
I'm kind of jealous of that DS Lite that Casey found. It's really nice.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Dude, I realized that I also I think have a pink one. So I was like, oh yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, I should look for. Well, I want a new 3DS really badly, but they're like unobtainably expensive.
Yeah, we've
Like,
hit the peak of that water is grotesque. That's awful water. I was just playing fucking Wave Race Blue Storm, which has beautiful, immaculate water. That water was awful. GameCube bests PS2 on the water easily.
On the GameCube.
What?
This game's on the GameCube as well.
Well, damn. Maybe
Well,
they
like
should have
GameCube
focused on the
exclusive.
GameCube port instead of making it conform to the grody PS2 water. But yeah, no, like I think we've really hit the era where the 3DS is hitting the sort of, I don't know if I'd say nostalgia peak, but it's the nostalgia peak in the sense that everyone's buying up the 3DSs.
It's the growing. It is definitely growing in nostalgia for me again,
Yeah.
because I'm like, wow, I forgot how cool this thing was. Like, I've been actually messing with the 3D function a lot.
Yeah, it's like a cool feature.
Yeah, I'm like, dang, I forgot that 3D is actually kind of cool.
I think it's the 10-year kind of window, because the 3DS came out in like what, 2012, 2013, or it really
2011.
peaked around then, 2011 even.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pokemon, I mean, like a lot of the games came out in that sort of window too, like Pokemon X and Y were 2013. Smash?
It's
I
bubbling.
don't remember.
It's bubbling under. Once it hits the big fat 20, then it will be general public. Everyone
Yeah, I think
will
even
be loving on it. Like how the GBA craze was going on for a long time, and now it's kind of fizzled.
yeah, I feel like we're still definitely in the peak of the DS nostalgia window. I don't know if we're at the peak of the peak, but we're in the
It's
general
happening
peak.
right now.
Yeah. Oh shit. Well,
Into the grody water.
3DSs are like impossibly expensive.
Poisonous
like
water.
new 3DS consoles are like $300.
Jesus Christ. That's stupid.
Like they actually cost more than Switches used
Yeah.
and new. Like even a new Switch will be cheaper than used 3DS. Like a new 3DS.
I do really hate how
An
quickly...
original 3DS is like not too bad, but
I do really hate how quickly the collector market cannibalized the 3DSs the moment it was like, yeah, we're not going to make them anymore. And they like went up in price overnight. I mean, it was during the pandemic too, so everything was even
I
more
got a
expensive.
new 2DS XL or whatever. Like right before I knew that they were gonna do that. 'Cause
Yeah.
they marked them down to like $80 for a new 2DS XL at Walmart.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I'm getting one. So I bought one.
I think I bought one of those like day of, like when the announcement first came out, and there were still some available by some like stroke of luck. So I have like a boxed 2DS somewhere.
Oh yeah,
Johnny,
like
I
the
would
original
like-
2DS.
I'd like to mention something.
I think so.
I would.
Yeah.
One of my friends is interested in scooping me up, so honestly, I might just hop and get scooped up over there.
That works for me.
I taught you everything that you need to learn. Well, you know.
Yeah. Well, that works out.
Like,
I was gonna probably finish at like 11:30 anyway, so maybe I'll just do another run of this course and then we'll end it off. Right. So if you wanna skedaddle, all right.
Goodbye.
I'll see you latest next week, I'm sure.
Probably.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
See you, but Ninja, I'm imagining, has fallen asleep, so it's just Will and I now, and I'm gonna, you know, I'm just gonna restart this course. Give it a clean run, and then you and I, if you want to pop over into Skibby when we're done with this, yes. I would love nothing more.
Yeah, I think, oh, so I picked up, so I got a new 2DS XL from Walmart. I think it was $99 or something like that. I don't know. I kind of wish I bought a second one for my brother.
Oh, yeah, because I know this story.
Yeah, he just simply opened it up one day and started using it, which is a bummer because I wanted to do that, and I kind of want to save it for the apocalypse.
Yeah, bro. Like, that's what I've been doing with mine, is my brother just, because my original 3DS stopped working, I still want to try to replace the battery in that, because I could probably get it. It's really crusty, so if I get it working...
I should try to do when I'm over there next.
Yeah. Mine is, like, crusty as fuck, so if I do get it working again, I'd probably want to renovate it a little more. Like, the paint is chipping, the fucking circle pad cover is, like, torn and fucked up.
I forget, isn't there a way to charge it with a cradle?
There was. It had stopped working, is why I was trying to swap the battery. Also, I'm pretty sure when I opened it up, the battery was, like, bloated. It was, like, not looking good. Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if this one is on its way to that.
Yeah.
But right now, the battery life is kind of decent on my 3DS, surprisingly.
That's good.
Like, once it's full charged, probably about 20 minutes ago, I opened it up and started downloading some games.
Yeah.
It's at 84%, and I got my brightness on high, so it's not too bad.
That's all right, yeah.
Like a 13-year-old console. I can't believe I just said that.
The OG battery. Yeah, I was like, oh, it's what? It's like turning 10, and you were like, no, it's like solidly 13. It's like, oh.
Yeah, it came out in early 2011.
Yeah, Jesus. It's so weird to think about, because
insane to think.
I think because I'm always like, well, when did I get a 3DS? But I didn't get a 3DS right away because it had like no fucking games at launch.
It had like no games.
It was like, do you want
have games when I got it?
Do you want Steel Diver? Like
that was like my first time getting my own like big Christmas present ever.
Yeah.
Because usually like the way that my family would do it, we would usually get a big Christmas gift for our family, and we're a family of 6.
Right.
So that was like just kind of like the smart way of doing that.
Yeah.
Like, it made sense.
Yeah, like if you get like a Wii or something, it's like, oh well,
yeah,
everyone's
like
gonna
we would
use
get
the
like
Wii.
a Wii would be the big family present, or it would be like one year was Guitar Hero World Tour.
Oh yeah,
like the full band setup, which was legendary. We actually used that.
Dude, I want to run through Guitar Hero World Tour.
It was a bummer though because
I
they had to
those
return
games
it like 3 times.
Right, because didn't the instruments not work?
Yeah, it was so bad. Like every time an instrument wouldn't work out of the box.
Shit sucks.
And then the last time I didn't have the heart to tell my dad that one of the guitars were like broken out of the box.
God, I would have been so sad. I played that on the Wii. Did you play it on the Wii?
Yep.
Yeah, my Wii guitars, the strum bar was always really fucking stupid. Like they work, but they're stupidly picky. You can't really up and down strum.
With the drum kit, we had issues with the cymbals a lot. Cymbals wouldn't work.
Yeah.
It was just like, yeah. But
God, I never used the World Tour
that game a lot. That was a good family present.
Yeah. No, for sure, especially in that era.
3 the year before, I think I think my sister Cody got it as a Christmas or birthday gift or something. So like usually there's like the one big gift, and then 2011 Christmas, I would have been 12 years old. It's like my first time getting my own big present, and it was a 3DS.
Yeah.
Which was legendary. I was actually like, that's probably the most excited I've ever been. And I didn't think they were gonna do it. I was like occasionally dropping the hints like, oh, one of these would be really cool. But in my mind I was like, ain't no way they're gonna drop. Well, because this was when they first did the aggressive price cut to the 3DS, because the launch was god awful.
Yeah, it was.
So this was like probably 9 months into the console, maybe, and but it was still expensive, like $170 or something.
Oh yeah.
And I got it for Christmas, so like I was super hyped, and I felt bad because my little brother Casey, he didn't get a 3DS. However, he did get a DS Lite the year before. And so for this Christmas, he got a ton of Pokemon games.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Highly valuable Pokemon games these days.
I was gonna say, I remember when I got my 3DS. I think the 2 games I got with it were Mario Kart 7. No, wait, did I get Mario 3D Land? I might have gotten Mario 3D Land, but I definitely remember Mario Kart 7 and Pokemon Black 2, which is a DS game, because they were making those on the DS real late.
Dude, yeah, let me think about this. I think the games that I got or with my 3DS were pretty Legend Collection, and honestly, those were kind of the only games I ever had for it, because I didn't really get games later on.
That was what happened to me with my Wii U, yeah.
That's what happened with my Wii U as well. It was like, yep, these are all your games, and get used to them, because it's probably all you're gonna have.
Yeah.
So for the 3DS, I got good games. It was like good enough for me. Like I got Mario Kart 7 and Ocarina of Time 3D.
Oh yeah, those will keep you busy.
And then I also got like 2 other games that I never played. Like I think I got The Sims 3, which on the 3DS.
On the 3DS. I forgot that was even on the 3DS.
It's not a good port.
It reminds me of when I played Sims 1 on the GameCube, and I was like within 10 minutes, I was like, I'm not fucking playing this on here.
It's so cursed. And the other game I got actually ended up being really useful later on, because my dad was like, yeah, I just thought this game was kind of neat. I don't know, if I'm being honest, it was kind of just on clearance. And I'm like, thanks, Dad. And the game ended up being Cubic Ninja.
Oh my god. Just by sheer chance, you got the mod game.
Absolute luck, dude. Absolute luck. Because 3 years later, that game was actually worth something. It was actually useful to own.
That's honestly like, wild, that just by sheer happenstance.
Like, of all games, my dad got me some Cubic Ninja, and then Cubic Ninja... Immediately, it was impossible to find them, so I was glad that I already had one. So I got to mess with some early 3DS homebrew because of that, which was cool.
That's awesome. I actually never got around to modding a 3DS, so that's like a world totally unknown to me.
In the early days, it was like wholesome stuff. It wasn't like you couldn't boot games on it or anything like that at all.
Right.
Like you couldn't boot retail games, I should say. So it was a whole lot of messing around with homebrew games and indie projects and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's always cool.
So I did a lot of that, but most of my 3DS gameplay was Ocarina of Time 3D and Mario Kart 7. Like, I don't know, kind of just scratched the itch. I didn't play it. Well, actually, the rest of my 3DS gameplay stuff was probably just literal DS games, like Mario Kart DS.
It was always useful for that, for sure.
Yeah.
Wait, hold the up. What's up, Bowties? Yeah, I was gonna say mine was very much, I played a ton of Mario Kart 7 and Mario 3D Land to begin with, but after that it very much became like the Pokemon machine. I think still my most frequently played 3DS game is Pokemon X, and then, you know, like it got to the point where I literally I was like I wasn't basically using it anymore because I wasn't playing a ton of video games, but every time there'd be a new Pokemon, you know, I got like Moon, I got Ultra Moon, and I had my fun with those. I got home from work, played Ultra Moon, fell asleep, had to start the game from the beginning. It was good times. Like I have my issues with the 3DS Pokemon games, but they were definitely really fun for what they were at the time.
Yeah, I think that does kind of tie in for me too, because I never really played Pokemon. I tried to get into Pokemon with well, I did kind of get into it with Sapphire. I thought Sapphire was really fun, but I wanted one for my 3DS, so my sister out like one year was like, all right, what do you guys want for Christmas? What games do you want? I know you have a 3DS, so what game do you want? So Casey asked for Pokemon White 2.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I want to get into Pokemon, so I asked for Black 2, and I don't know what happened to that game. It disappeared like right after I got it, which was a bummer because I was playing it and I liked it.
Yeah. You could have been a Gen 5 enjoyer.
Yeah, so that was a bummer, but it's okay. We found another one at a Goodwill like last year, so I now feel redeemed about losing Pokemon Black 2.
Yeah, Black was one of the only ones I was missing, and I got like a card-only copy from Upon America a couple years ago, and I tried playing it and I couldn't get into it. I was like, I have Emerald.
Yeah,
I should try playing Emerald sometime.
Well, Casey got a 2DS for his birthday the year after, which was the right call. Since he's younger than me and like was a little rougher on his games and stuff.
Yeah, get you a brick like the 2DS.
I remember he brought it with to a baseball game once.
Oh no.
And like right after he got it, like he had it for maybe like 2 months or something. And I remember like security for getting into stadiums and stuff like that can be kind of weird.
Yeah.
So they were like, just leave your games in the car, but don't make them visible because we don't want people breaking into our car if they see a brand new like 2DS or whatever.
Right.
So I told Casey to put it under the armrest. I was like, there, it should fit fine right there. It should be good. And then when we got back to the car after the game, the screen was shattered. So it was like, I guess, kind of my fault because I thought the 2DS would have been strong enough to withstand a cushion on it.
Right. And yet...
so that really sucked. And
yeah.
It never got replaced. So I kind of unofficially gave Casey my 3DS at that point.
Yeah.
Like whenever I wanted to play it, I guess like I could play the 2 games I've always played on it. I don't know. We weren't really buying new games for it.
Well, right, yeah.
But for Christmas, Casey would get whatever the latest Pokemon game was, and he would just play it on there.
Be just a Lola lovin'.
And then he lost my 3DS, and I thought it was gone forever. I literally thought he lost it.
Oh, is this the one that you just found recently?
Yeah, he lost it like 7 years ago, and I'd ask him all the time where it went. He's like, I don't know. I don't remember. I'm like, what do you mean you don't remember? Did you lose it at school, or did you last see it at school? He's like, oh. So I just, like, I have accepted that I was never going to see that thing ever again.
Yeah.
Until, like, a week ago. It was just, like, my mom was cleaning out the office space, and it was just sitting there on top of a box.
It's just chilling.
I was like, where did you find this? She's like, oh, that? I think that was on, like, the bookshelf next to where Casey set his computer. Like, oh my god.
I'm late to the draw on this one. Bowtie says, didn't 3DS flashcards (gateway) predate non-game related homebrew? I don't know that. I imagine
they had R4 cards that were DS R4 cards that were compatible on 3DS. I think
that's right. That's right. I forgot about those. Yeah, as far as like the actual 3DS flash cards that could do 3DS software, I'm really not sure.
And it might have existed, but as a kid and even as a teenager, there was no way I was going to convince anyone to let me order something like that on the internet.
Well, right, yeah. It's also the type of thing where I don't know how. I mean, maybe if you were looking into homebrew, because I really know nothing about 3DS homebrew, but I wonder like how easy it would have been for like a kid to even discover that.
Yeah, like I knew of them, but anything that was like online purchasing was just out of the question for me.
Yeah, I was
like
the
I don't
same
think
way
I
for a
got to
while.
even do like my first online purchases until I got my first job.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, well, I guess like sometimes I might have gotten Christmas money and I would have to like save it until we went to a store that carried Amazon cards.
Yeah, I would occasionally buy
And that
gift
would
cards
limit
before I
my
had a
buying
job.
to like places that, or that would limit my online purchasing to websites that had available gift cards in my area, and I live out in the middle of nowhere.
That's true. I always was really particular about getting eBay cards, but like a lot of places, even over here, like they're not difficult to find, but they're not as easy to find as Amazon cards, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we have any eBay cards around here. Man, I would have been so powerful as as a teenager if I could do online shopping easier.
Literally,
I would
right?
have like $20 on me, and that would be like, oh well, $20. I guess I'm just gonna hold on to this forever until I find something to spend it on.
Yeah, you could have bought
and I
some
would eventually
games
spend
when
it
they're
on like a
actually
bag
cheap.
of chips, and just like, man, I could have bought something way cooler than.
Yeah, I was always, once I got my first job, I was always very conscious of like, I'd like to preferably buy things that last instead of just like food, but like, you know, you gotta strike the balance. The big snowflakes in the air look like Banjo-Kazooie collectibles, says Spin Dash. Not gonna lie, you're kinda on the money there.
Yeah,
I'm still
really
really
satisfying to get.
Yeah.
It seems like they have kind of small hitboxes because sometimes
they
you
are
like,
very
go
picky,
through the bottom of them, and then they won't quite collect. So when you actually get one, it's like yes.
Yeah. I'm still really sucking, so I don't know if I'm gonna get a medal before we call it a night here, but yeah, I think this would be good to keep doing next week, and hopefully I'm a little better by then. Especially if I've got a better
I've just
controller.
been sitting here just watching you just tricking it out on some tricky, dude.
Dude, yeah, because that's the thing is we've hit the...
I like this level a lot.
It is very good looking, but I'm also very bad at it. There's a lot more... I think once I get better at the game, it's going to be really sick, though.
Oh, yeah, I think you'll get really good at it. You're probably doing better than I ever have at SSX. I've never been very good at these games.
Well, yeah, I'm also... I mean, like we were talking about, I've been playing this for, what, like maybe 3 hours, and I've never played this game in my life, so...
Yeah,
definitely
it's very different from Tony Hawk.
Yeah, and I'm thinking with Tony Hawk, that took me a while to learn as well, and now I'm reasonably good at Tony Hawk. Like, I can beat one of those games.
Yeah.
I've beaten... What did I beat 2 and 3.
Which is kind of no joke, because 2 gets pretty difficult, 3 gets really difficult.
Yeah, the later parts of those games are
like
a pain in the ass.
With
Yeah. It's... Well, that's the thing, is, like, if I tried to sit down and beat one of those right now, I wouldn't be able to do it, because I'd need to, like, unrust my skills. But it's like, I have the basic muscle memory to, like, play at a basic level now, which is good. SSX,
Right.
I still need to kind of build that. But yeah, no, I think, I'm into it. I'm looking forward to playing more next week. I might play some of the other characters off-stream, just for funsies. Because also, we've reached the part of the stream where, you know, rather than it being a serious uphill battle, you know, we're kind of just talking while I passively play this in the background.
Yeah.
So if I spend some time with this one-on-one, get really intimate with SSX Tricky.
One-on-one.
One-on-one. Close up. Put my hands all over it. You never know. The later levels of this game get wild. The game definitely makes you want to get better at it. Yeah, like, I'm getting the impression it's similar to Tony Hawk in that kind of regard, where it just, like, ramps up with time. And it kind of entices you to try different things. Because that's definitely how I'm feeling. I'm in the like wide open freedom stage. But yeah, I think I'm probably good to call that stream for this week, and then next week we'll come back to it, and hopefully less of that will happen.
I'll bookend your viewers by saying that 2 weeks ago I finally repaired my little brother's 2DS.
Let's go.
So after like 12 years, his 2DS is now working and is basically brand new. And
the circle is finally...
Like 7 years, I found my 3DS, so all has been restored.
At long last, the chain is unbroken. Life is finally good again. And with that, the sports remain extreme. We remain gaming. I don't actually have an outro. I don't know what I'm saying.
I was born hungry.
I was literally just gonna do that.
I was born stupid.
However, I will not die hungry. Video games forever. YouTube.com/user/Johnny.